supposed to be an inhaler.
So my people, what really happened in Abuja during that Learn FreeNnamdiKanuNow protest still has everyone talking. So you know how protests can sometimes start peaceful, then suddenly something just changes and everything turns upside down. That was exactly what played out that day. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimakor, went out like every other supporter to show his stand and call for his client's release. But what happened next shocked everyone watching, and even those who later saw the videos online. Before we go deeper, please, if you are watching this right now, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel because more updates like this one are coming your way. Now, the protest started with hundreds of supporters carrying placards, chanting peacefully, asking the government to obey court orders and release Nnamdi Kanu. Everything was calm at first. Police were already stationed in different parts of Abuja because they heard rumors that the protest would be massive. As time went on, the crowd grew larger, tensions started to rise, and suddenly tear gas canisters began flying in different directions. People started shouting, running, coughing, some fell down while trying to escape the gas. In the middle of all that confusion, one of those hit by the tear gas was none other than Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer himself, Aloy Ejimakor. Eyewitnesses said he was close to the front line, talking to some of the protesters and trying to calm things down when the police fired another round of tear gas. According to him, he was hit twice directly. Imagine that. A lawyer who came to represent his client's cause, now struggling to breathe. He later said that after those two direct hits, he could hardly catch his breath and had to use an inhaler to stay stable. Just picture that moment. Gas in the air, people running everywhere, and a lawyer with an inhaler pressed to his mouth, trying to breathe again. Please, if you are enjoying this gist, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because stories like this one will keep coming. Now, what really made this story go viral was not just that he was tear-gassed, but the way he described what happened after. He said, "The aftermath of taking 2 direct tear gas hits for expressing my legal right to peaceful assembly." That statement alone got Nigerians talking. Many people saw it as a reflection of how even peaceful voices are being handled. He also said something that really touched people. He said, "When a nation tear gasses peaceful protesters but embraces violent groups, then that country becomes a concern." That line spread all over social media because it felt like a direct message to the authorities. But the government side has their own version. Police officers claimed that the protesters wanted to move toward restricted zones like the National Assembly area and that the tear gas was used to control the crowd before it got out of hand. They said it was never their plan to harm anyone, just to disperse people and keep order. Still, videos from that day show how intense the situation was. Smoke everywhere, people crying, traffic blocked, and Abuja city center turned into confusion. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe because we need to keep these kinds of conversations going. For those who may not know much about Nnamdi Kanu, he is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, a movement that has been pushing for self-determination in the southeastern region of Nigeria. His arrest, detention, and ongoing court case have been a huge topic for years. Many of his supporters believe he should be freed, while the government says he still has charges to face. That's why this protest was so emotional for so many people. They weren't just protesting for one man. They were protesting for what they believe is justice and fairness. Now imagine this, a lawyer representing a man whose freedom is already in question, standing up for him in a peaceful protest, and then ending up using an inhaler because of tear gas. It's a powerful image. It also makes people ask, what exactly are the boundaries of free speech and protest in Nigeria today? Can someone still go out peacefully without fear of harm? And should lawyers, doctors, or other professionals stay away from protests, or do they have the same rights as every other citizen? These are big questions. And as we talk about it, please like this video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you think about that. The protest itself caused a lot of traffic in Abuja that day. People were stuck for hours, businesses slowed down, and even those not part of the demonstration were affected. Security agencies were seen blocking several roads to prevent the crowd from moving toward government buildings. Many of the protesters accused the police of using too much force, while the police maintained that they were only following orders to maintain peace. After everything, Aloy Ejimakor shared photos online showing him with the inhaler and thanked those who checked on him. That image of him with the inhaler became symbolic. It's not every day you see a high-profile lawyer, someone who usually wears suits and argues in court, looking weak and gasping for air after a protest. It made the whole situation more real for people. It wasn't just a headline, it became a human story. Now, this whole thing also sparked new debate about the use of tear gas and crowd control in Nigeria. Should there be stricter rules? Should officers receive better training on how to handle protesters without causing injuries? Many rights groups have started to speak up, saying that what happened to Ejimakor shows that peaceful demonstrations are being treated too harshly. On the other hand, some government supporters say protests can easily turn violent and that security forces must always be ready. It's a delicate balance. As we move forward, there are so many things to keep an eye on. Will there be any legal action from Ejimakor's team against the police? Will the government respond to this specific incident? And will this inspire more protests or scare people away from protesting in the future? One thing is clear. This event has added more fuel to the ongoing national discussion about freedom, justice, and equality. And we can't ignore how deeply emotional these issues are for many Nigerians. You know, when you really think about it, this is not just a story about one lawyer or one protest. It's about what happens when ordinary citizens decide to speak up. It's about whether people feel safe enough to express their opinions in public. It's also about how we balance security and democracy in our country. Because if peaceful voices are silenced or hurt, then people begin to lose faith in the system meant to protect them. And when faith is lost, division grows. Before I continue, please, if you've not liked this video yet, take 1 second and do that right now. Also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next update. Back to the gist, many observers believe that what happened in Abuja that day could change how future protests are handled. There are calls for investigations, for better crowd management, and even for dialogue between the government and groups like IPOB to avoid more clashes. Some analysts have said that this incident should remind everyone that at the end of the day, every side needs to be heard. Now, let's not forget the human part of this story. Ejimakor is still recovering, and from his statements, you can tell that the experience shook him. He said he never imagined he would have to fight for breath just for standing up for what he believes is right. His supporters see him as brave. Others think he went too far by joining the protest. But whichever side you fall on, it's impossible to deny that the image of him using an inhaler after being tear-gassed will stay in people's minds for a long time. So, as we continue to follow what happens next, one thing I want everyone watching to take away from this story is that civic rights and responsibilities go hand in hand. It's okay to stand for what you believe in, but it's also important for everyone involved, and protesters and police alike, to act responsibly. Nigeria needs peaceful dialogue, not confrontation. If you're still with me, thank you for watching to this point. Make sure you like this video right now and subscribe, because we're going to keep bringing you stories like this. Real, balanced, and human. I want to know what you think about the whole situation. Was it fair? Was it necessary? Should things have been handled differently? Drop your comments below, because your opinion truly matters here. And until I bring you the next update, stay peaceful, stay informed, and always remember, your voice counts, but how we use that voice matters too.